Ah, Today in this lesson, we are going to speak or to teach about organic chemistry and what organic chemistry and we say about the organic chemistry as this. These are organic compounds. They are organic compounds that they are made of carbons and hydrogens. They are made of carbon and hydrogen. So these are organic compounds. Now, there are three types of hydrocarbons. One, we have alkanes. Two, we have alkenes. And three, we have the alkynes. Now, when we speak about, or when we talk basically about the alkanes, what do we say? We mean that they have a formula. We start with alkanes. They have a formula. That formula is the formula that enables us to identify the organic compound. We have the formula 2 hydrogen carbons plus 2. This one is basically for alkanes. We have 2, we have alkenes. When we talk about alkenes, we talk about this formula: 1 hydrogen carbon, 1 carbon atom, and 2 hydrogen atoms. They basically have a double bond. Alkanes have a single bond, just one, between the carbon atoms. And when we talk about alkenes, they have a double bond between the carbon atoms. 3, we have the alkynes. They have a formula which we say about it is 1 carbon atom and 2 hydrogen carbons minus 2. When we talk about this, we mean that they have a triple bond between the carbon atoms, as this. So we are going to start with we are going to start with alkanes. These are the first group of the hydrocarbons. They are called the alkanes. They have one bond. They have a single bond between the carbon atoms. So between this carbon 1 and carbon 2, we have a single bond. Meaning between carbon atom and the other carbon atom and the other attached carbon, we have a single bond. Meaning they are the straight chain alkanes. They are made up in a straight chain. 2. If you talk about alkenes, we talk about carbon bounded to a double bond. This is a double bond. So between the carbon atoms, we have a double bond, making them alkanes, and they ends with an "-ine" at the end. So these are the alkanes. Number 3, we have the alkynes. Alkynes, they are hydrocarbons with a triple bond between the carbon atoms. We have the triple bond. They are generally called the alkynes. These are the 3 types of hydrocarbons. We also have, when we are told to go on and name organic compounds, how do you name these hydrocarbons? How do you generally speak about, how do you name them? One, we have the alkanes. Alkanes, we said in the previous line, that they have a single bond between the carbon atoms. So, meaning they have a single bond between hydrogen and another one, hydrogen, and another one, hydrogen, and another hydrogen, bounded with a single bond. That's how we are generally speaking about. Then it means that hydrogen are attached to this hydrogen. Hydrogen are attached to this carbon atom basically with a single bond. We talk about a single bond. So there are 10 alkane in number. We have methane, 2 we have ethane, 3 we have propane, 4 we have butane, 5 we have pentane, 6 we have hexane, 7 we have heptane, 8 we have octane, 9 we have nonene, 10 we have decane. So these are examples of alkane. They are ending up with the name N at the last. N. At the end of the hydrocarbon. Number 1, we are going to speak about methane. What is a methane? Methane is hydrocarbon, an alkane, and it have 1, as the number indicates, it's number 1. We see it have 1 carbon atom, and it is attached to 4 hydrogen, meaning it is 1 carbon and how many? And 4 hydrogens. It is called methane. So because it's an alkane, it have a single bond between the hydrogens around this carbon, so it is called methane. We have number 2, we have ethane. Ethane, it is composed of 2, as its number 2. It have 2 carbon atoms, 2 carbons, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, as it is number 2, and it is bounded by how many hydrogens? It is bounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is C. It have 2 carbons and how many? And how many hydrocarbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 hydrogens. As you can see, ethane has 2 carbon atoms, and it have a single bond that is bonding between the hydrogens and the carbon. So because ethane is number 2, that's why it have 2 carbons, and each carbon is bounded by 4 bond, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each bond must have, this one have hydrogen, so 6 hydrogens. We have number 3, we have propane. When we talk about propane, it is number 3. It means that propane have 3 carbons, and each carbon is attached to a hydrogen carbon. Hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. Meaning that each carbon atoms is attached to hydrogen atom. 1, 2, 3. So when you are naming, we say propane have 1, 2, 3, 3 carbon atoms, and how many hydrogens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 hydrogen. We get the answer. So this is called, it is bounded by a single bond. We can see it is bounded by a single bond. Number 4, we have butane. Butane, it is number 4. So it have 4 carbons. And 4 carbons, it means that carbon are 4 in number. And each carbon is bounded by hydrogen. Meaning that each carbon is bounded by a single bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that way. So the formula of butane is 4 carbons and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 hydrogen. So this is butane.